Hello, 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 hello. Hi everyone, welcome to a new live stream. How's it going? I hope everything is good. Today we will learn some Spanish expressions using the verb comer, with the verb comer, which means to eat in Spanish. Okay, so comer, to eat. It's a very common Spanish verb. And there's so many expressions using this verb, and they're all very, very commonly used in Spanish as well. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, Michael Chandler, Tom Siebold, Ralph Marquez, Brianna Lee, Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, William Lopez, David Beaver, and SC. Thank you, Cafecito members. El cafecito está delicioso. If you like what I do and if you want to support this channel, you can also get a membership. On this channel. The only thing you gotta do is you need to click on the join button down below, and you can read about the perks. And essentially the membership is a very cheap membership because essentially you're just buying me a cup of coffee, so which I appreciate, and it helps this channel a lot. One of you asked me, I believe it was Michael Chandler, about the perks. So really quickly, I'm just gonna let you know about the perks. The perks are shout outs in my live streams. So what I'm doing right now, every time I live stream, I'll give you a shout out. You can see it right there. So that's one of the perks. The other perk is that your questions have priority during the stream. So if you're asking something about Spanish, and if you are a member, obviously your questions will be prioritized. So that's another perk. And lastly, we also have Spanish word of the day posts for members only. So if you want to look at that, if you're a member and you can't find that, the only thing you gotta do is you gotta go to the community tab on my channel, and you will find the Spanish word of the day. And I post that from Monday to Friday, okay? Because I gotta rest on the weekends. But yeah, you also get some loyalty badges and custom emojis as well. So if you want to know more, if you want to read about the perks yourself, you can click on the join button and you will see everything, all the information. Thank you for asking, Michael Chandler. Excellent. Well, that was something I needed to explain. Also, I'm live streaming, so if you have any questions, and if you're subscribed, you can use the live chat, and you can ask anything about Spanish, or you can just say hola, right? You can also do that. Thanks again, Cafecito members, by the way. And let me tell you guys, yesterday I was a bit busy. I couldn't live stream, so sorry about that, but today I wanted to do it. It's a bit earlier than usual, but I have other stream going on after this, so thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, let's get started. Let's do it. Spanish lesson. Increase your vocabulary with common expressions using comer. I told you already what comer means. Comer means to eat. To eat. Okay, so let's look at the first phrase. We're gonna learn what happened. We're gonna learn 10 expressions. 10 common expressions. Okay, the first one, guys, is comer como un rey. Comer como un rey. Or Comer como una reina. Comer como un rey. Comer como una reina. So if you're a guy and you want to say this yourself, you can use comer como un rey. Okay? If you are a girl or you identify as female, you can say comer como una reina. Okay? So what does this mean? Rey, reina, what are we talking about? We're talking about, not that, we're talking about eating like a king or eating like a queen. Okay? King, rey, queen, reina. Comer, to eat. Como, like. Okay? Una, same thing, a. And so this is what this expression means. It's commonly used, and it's used when you eat something super good and a lot of that food. Okay, so you have almost like a banquet, you have a lot of food, you're eating like a king or you're eating like a queen, so a lot. So you can use this expression if you have that situation, if you want to say that, of course. Sorry, I needed to drink water. So let's look at some examples, and so you see how to use this expression. The first example is, hoy comí como una reina. Hoy comí como una reina. So this means I ate like a queen today. Okay? So hoy, you know what hoy means, right? Hoy means today. Hoy, today. So you can have hoy at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. It's okay. You can say comí como una reina hoy. That's fine. Or hoy comí como una reina. Okay? So we just added hoy, right? And then we added the phrase comí como una reina. Obviously, you have to conjugate the verb comer or you gotta know how to conjugate the verb comer if you want to use this phrase. Okay? So, hoy, today, comí como una reina. I ate like a queen. Okay? So that's the literal meaning of this phrase. So you're pretty much saying I stuffed my face with something delicious. I ate such a delicious meal and it was a lot of it. So that's something delicious. That's something good. Okay. The next example is estoy llenísimo. Estoy llenísimo. Do you know this expression? This one is a good one as well. I'll let you know what it means in a second. Estoy llenísimo. Comí como un rey. Estoy llenísimo. Comí como un rey. This means I am very full. I'm so full. I ate like a king. Okay? So the expression estoy llenísimo. Estoy llenísimo. That means I am very full. Okay? So you can't have you can't have one more bite. It's like you're super full. And then we added the expression comí como un rey. I ate like a king. So essentially, you're also saying that you enjoyed the food, you enjoyed your meal. So yeah, this one is a good one. Estoy llenísimo or estoy llenísima. Llenísimo, llenísima. So it can be masculine or feminine. Remember that essentially we're saying yo estoy llenísimo, but we don't need yo all the time. We don't need personal pronouns all the time. Same here. Hoy yo. Okay, so that's where yo goes if you want to say it. Hoy yo comí como una reina. Hoy yo comí como una reina. Okay, so but we don't need it. We don't need yo. We don't need it. If you want, you can say it, but we don't need it. Okay, so that's what it means. Comer como un rey or comer como una reina. Just to eat like a king or to eat like a queen. Excellent. Excelente. Now let's look at the expression number 2. The second expression is, the second expression is ser de buen comer. This is another common one. Ser de buen comer. Do you know what this means? Ser, you know what ser means, right? Ser means to be, okay? De buen, usually when you say ser de, it's used when you're saying I'm from, I don't know, like you can say I'm from Mexico. Soy de México, okay? Or soy de Perú. I'm from Peru. Soy de Estados Unidos. I'm from America. But in this situation, we're not saying we are from somewhere. We're talking about food. So, buen comer, buen means like good, well, okay? Mostly good. It's similar to bueno, but buen is used before verbs or before nouns. And comer, you know what comer means? Comer means to eat. So what are we talking about? This expression means to have a good appetite, to not be a picky eater, okay? So you enjoy food. Essentially, you're talking about not only liking food, but you're not picky and you just have a good appetite, okay? So you eat well. You can be a foodie, or I mean, it could be similar to that, but it's more like you have a good appetite, okay? Ser de buen comer. Ser de buen comer. For example, I could say, Miguel es de buen comer. Miguel es de buen comer. So we're talking about Miguel. Miguel, you kind of know already what it means. Miguel has a good appetite, right? So let's see what this sentence means. Miguel enjoys eating. Okay, so it's similar to that. Or Miguel has a good appetite, or Miguel is not a picky eater. So essentially, you enjoy eating. You have a good appetite. Miguel es, guys, remember, es comes from the verb ser. So from this verb. So you gotta know how to conjugate the verb ser if you want to use this phrase, this expression. Miguel es de buen comer. Okay? De buen comer. This is the rest of the expression right here. So de buen comer. Es de buen comer. Miguel enjoys eating. And again, similar to saying Miguel has a good appetite. He's not a picky eater. Okay? So very easy. It's a very easy sentence. Very easy example. Let's look at the next one. Yo siempre he sido de buen comer. Okay? Yo siempre he sido de buen comer. This means I've always had a good appetite. So if someone is saying, like, why don't you want to eat? Because you don't feel like eating or whatever. You can say, I know I've always had a good appetite. Yo sé que siempre he sido de buen comer, but estoy enfermo. I'm sick, or you don't feel well. So maybe you're not eating well, right? So this is a common phrase just to say that someone has a good appetite. And yeah, in general, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Ser de buen comer. Remember, just remember that obviously you can also remove yo from the sentence. Siempre he sido de buen comer. So if you hear someone saying that, that means the person is has a good appetite, okay? In this situation, well, yeah, like in most situations, you don't need to say yo all the time. And unless you want to really make clear it's yo, right? But it's interesting that in Spanish, we don't need to say pronouns all the time. It's very crazy because in English, you kind of need them. You kind of need them all the time. Okay, so siempre means always. Siempre. Siempre, always. He sido. I have had. So it's similar to that, you know, like you can conjugate the verb ser, but also keep in mind that sometimes de buen comer is just the general term to say good appetite, okay? Specifically, someone has a good appetite. So this sentence is a bit more complex because we're not saying yo soy de buen comer, right? That's a more simple way to say I have a good appetite. Yo sé, or yo sé que soy de buen comer. I know that I have a good appetite. That's a different way to say this. But he sido is like saying I have had. Okay, in this situation, similar to that because we're talking about appetite. And then the buen comer, a good appetite, pretty much. So let me show you really quickly what I mean when, if you want to keep it simple, of course, you can say it this way, or you can simplify it and say, yo sé yo sé que soy de buen comer. Yo sé que I would remove siempre because you're just, you know, saying that you have a good appetite. Yo sé que soy de buen comer. I know that I have a good appetite, okay? So that's a different way, a similar way to say the same thing, but you're just keeping it a bit, you know, a bit easier for you to, you know, form the sentence. Yo sé is a great expression that means I know. Yo sé, I know. When you add que, yo sé que, that you're adding more to I know. It's like saying I know that. But in English, sometimes you don't need to say I know that all the time. You can say I know I have a good appetite. So, but in Spanish, we need this if you want to add more to I know. Okay? Yo sé que, soy de buen comer. So right here, we're using a simpler way to say, you know, that I have a good appetite. Soy comes from ser, right? It's a conjugated verb of the verb ser. And then we add the rest, de buen comer. And that's it. So it's a bit simpler. You can also say soy de buen comer. So that's even simpler. So you can say that as well. And that means I have a good appetite. Soy de buen comer. I have a good appetite, right? So that's something more simple that you can say in Spanish. But either way works. I mean, it's up to you what you want to say, right? But I just want to show you that you can keep it simple as well, and that's fine. If your English is a bit more, it's not as advanced as you might want it to be, you can just keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's always good. It's always good. If your Spanish is more advanced, then you can add more to sentences, right? You can make them more complex. I want to go back to what I had. Right, that's it. Yo siempre he sido de buen comer. I've always had a good appetite. Okay, so that's perfect. That is perfect. It's good to learn, by the way. It's good to learn this little phrase here. Yo he sido, tú has sido, él ha sido. Okay, because it's like saying I have had, or he has had, and so on. So we can have another lesson about that, but it's a very good thing to know for sure. Okay, the next one, guys. The next expression is comer afuera. Comer afuera. Comer afuera. Comer, to eat. Afuera means out. To eat, out. So that one is a very, very simple. No mystery here. To eat out. Okay, so the literal translation is to eat out, and it also means just to eat out, to go out and eat at some restaurant, at some place. So let's look at some examples. Vamos a comer afuera. Vamos a comer afuera. Yo invito. Vamos a comer afuera. Yo invito. So, what does this mean? This means, let's eat out. My treat. Okay, so this is a common thing to say if you want to go out with someone, specifically to eat. It could be friends, it could be someone who you're interested in romantically, or your family. I mean, you can use this in any situation where you want to go and eat out with someone. And something really interesting here is this phrase, yo invito. Yo invito. Obviously, in this situation, using this expression, you need yo. Yo invito. That's the whole phrase. It's a very common one, and that means my treat. So that means you'll pay for the food. You'll pay for the meal. It's on you, okay? Yo invito. Yo invito. If you want to say your treat, so meaning you're gonna pay, you can say tú invitas, okay? So this is flexible. You can say, yo invito or tú invitas, okay? So essentially you can add a personal pronoun, and then you add the conjugated form of invitar, which means to invite. But in this situation, it means your treat, my treat, you're paying, he's paying, she's paying, and so on. So this is a very good one. Yo invito, my treat. So vamos is very similar to saying let's go, or in this situation, let's do something. What? Let's, in this situation, comer afuera. When you add a, vamos a, this is when you include these two, that means you're adding more to the sentence. Okay, so it's vamos a ... What do you want to do? Let's do what? Vamos a. Let's, and then you add, in this situation, comer afuera. Let's eat out. Okay, so that's why we have a, because we have vamos, and you want to add more to the sentence. If you say just vamos, vamos, that can mean let's go, or you're cheering, I don't know, because someone is playing and you're trying to cheer a little bit, so you can say vamos, vamos. So let's go. You can do it. It's similar to saying that. But when you say vamos a, that means let's, and then do something. What is it? Comer afuera. Let's eat out. Yo invito. My treat. Okay, so it's a very, very, very good sentence right here. It's a very good one. I like it. I like it. Now, let's look at the next example. Just one sec. No quiero salir. Ayer comí afuera. No quiero salir. No quiero salir. Ayer comí afuera. This means I don't want to go out. I ate out yesterday. Okay? So let's break this down. When you say no quiero salir, that means I don't want to go out. Okay? No quiero means I don't want, or I don't want to, and then you add a verb, in this case salir. It's in an infinitive form, so that means you don't conjugate it. You leave the verb as is. In this situation, salir means to go out. Salir also means to get out, to go out, to exit. Okay, so it has quite a few meanings, but in this situation, it means to go out. No quiero salir. I don't wanna go out. I don't want to go out. Ayer means yesterday. Comí afuera. So past tense. This is the past tense of comer. Comí, I ate, and we're saying afuera, out. I ate out yesterday. Okay, so some friend is telling you, hey, let's go out, let's have something to eat, and you're like, no, I don't wanna go out. I ate out yesterday. So you can say this: no quiero salir. Ayer comí afuera. Okay, gracias, pero no quiero salir. Thank you, but I don't wanna go out. So excellent. Comer afuera, remember, it means to eat out. And it's a common expression, just as the one in English, to eat out. You can say it so many times in your lifetime. So this is a good one to learn. Okay. The next expression, guys, let's see what we have here. The next expression is dar de comer. Dar de comer. Dar, the first part, it's a verb, of course. If you see words in Spanish that end in AR, ER, IR, that's because they're verbs. So that's an easy way to know when you have a verb. Dar means to give. Okay? Dar, to give. Dar de is another common phrase / verb, or you can call it similar. It's similar to a phrasal verb, that you have the verb, where you have a verb and a preposition, and that means to give. The same, it's the same. It means to give, but then you add more to the sentence. Okay, dar de and then ... In this situation, comer, to eat. To give, to eat. What does that mean? We're talking about giving some food, or what does it mean? I know in English what it means, but it's like saying giving food to someone. In this situation, I mean, you know what it means. It means to feed. Oops. To feed. Okay? You're feeding. Could be your pet. It could be someone, because that someone cannot eat, by themselves. So you're feeding someone food. Okay, so it could be, we could be talking about babies. We could be talking about pets. We could be talking about a person who cannot feed themselves. So yeah, technically that's what this means. So let's look at some examples. The first one is la mamá le da de comer al bebé. It's really important to have accent marks right here. Mamá, bebé. Okay? So la mamá le da de comer al bebé. This means the mother feeds the baby, or the mom, la mamá, mom. Madre is mother, but let's just change it to be more specific. But essentially, you're talking about a mom feeding a baby. Okay, la mamá, la mamá, la mamá. La mamá means, oh my God, my brush is quite thick. La mamá, the mom. Okay, if you don't add the accent mark, it sounds like you're saying mama. Mama comes from, I believe, breastfeeding or breastfeed. Okay, so I mean, people in, Spanish speakers will understand that you're talking about a mom. But if you want to have great grammar, which is always good, don't forget the accent mark. La mamá, okay, le da de comer, feeds al bebé, the baby. Now, why are we saying al? Okay, we're saying al because when you use dar de comer, you should also include a. Okay, the preposition a. One sec. What am I doing here? I'm just I'm confused with all the brushes. But when you say dar de comer a, you're saying you're feeding, and then you add the noun. It could be a baby or a pet or a person, right? So dar de comer a. And we have al because technically you're saying el bebé. So la mamá le da de comer a el bebé. But remember, in Spanish, we cannot have a el. Okay, it's a thing. It's part of the grammar. You can't have a el. When you see a el, what you need to do is remove the letter e and make it al. So you're changing pretty much, you're getting two words together, and that becomes al bebé. La mamá le da de comer al bebé. Now, that is one important thing. The other thing is le. Okay, we have these pronouns in Spanish that we love to put like in the middle of the subject and the action. So sometimes it's in a reflexive way. Me lavo las manos. Me is another pronoun, but in this situation we have le. So essentially you're saying ella le da de comer. So you kind of need this pronoun. If you don't have it, la mamá da de comer al bebé, it's okay. You can say it. If you want to keep it really simple, you can say it like this. But you might hear someone saying le da, la mamá le da de comer, okay? And that is also okay. It's a more complex way to say pretty much the same thing. And I just want to let you know how it works. La mamá le da, okay? I can change this to yo le doy. So you know how it works. Yo le doy, and this means I feed the baby. Okay? So le stays there. You can change the pronoun. So you have technically the formula is pronoun, personal pronoun, le doy de comer, or le dar de comer. In this situation, that's the formula. Yo, personal pronoun, then the other pronoun, le, dar de comer. Okay, so that's how it works. Let's see different examples so you understand. So let's change this to tú. Tú le das de comer al bebé. Okay, and we're using this le because we're talking about a baby. Okay, tú le das de comer al bebé. If I change this to bebés, maybe more than one baby, well, we will have to change everything here. A los, because we're not saying a él, we're saying a los now. You can say tú le das de comer a los bebés. That's correct. You can keep it like that, le. But if we change this to plural, nosotros le damos de comer a los bebés. So that is longer, but this is plural. And this means we are feeding, or we feed the babies. Okay? The babies. Nosotros les damos, and sometimes you will have this as well. It's a bunch of different ways that you can say the same thing, but some people, keep le all the time. Some people say les. Nosotros, this is a more correct way because we're saying, bebés, plural, and then we have plural pronoun, les. And also plural here. Nosotros les damos. We are feeding, or we feed the baby. So this is it's a more advanced Spanish, but just keep that in mind that this can be le or les. Okay, so if it's plural, usually when you say yo, for example, if you say yo les damos de comer a los bebés, that doesn't make sense. So you gotta have singular even though you have plural bebés, right? Yo le doy de comer a los bebés. But if you have nosotros, it's very, very common that you will have les. Nosotros les damos de comer a los bebés. Okay, so sometimes this can change. Sometimes, obviously, this can change. If it's only one baby, al bebé. Nosotros les damos de comer al bebé. That sounds weird. Nosotros le damos de comer al bebé. So sometimes le can be affected by the baby, but by this indirectly. And sometimes this affects le. But usually when everything is plural, keep everything plural. When everything is singular, keep everything singular. And when you have plural and singular, it's very likely that you will say le. Nosotros le damos de comer al bebé. That's what I wanted to say. I know sometimes grammatically can be odd, but I mostly teach you how people use Spanish commonly, okay? So how Spanish speakers speak the language, speak Spanish. And sometimes, grammatically might be incorrect, but that's how Spanish speakers speak. They have mistakes as well, and there's like cultural situations where they change words a little bit, so it's very interesting to know that. Okay, the next example. Oh my god, I've been talking about this example for so long. Okay, so the next example is María le da de comer a los patos. María le da de comer a los patos. This means Maria feeds the ducks. Once again, we have le. María le da de comer a los patos. So, something also very important, obviously, is that you need to know the conjugation of the verb dar, to give. And we have the verb here and here, conjugated, of course. And de comer a, you can keep it obviously the way it is, but you need to know the conjugation. This is going to change for sure. María means María, of course. Again, we have the pronoun le da de comer, okay? Feeds. Remember to keep a, to add a. Le da de comer a. Who? Los patos. Who is Maria feeding? The ducks, right? Los patos. Los patos. María le da de comer a los patos. María feeds the ducks. Really, really easy. Nothing too complicated there. If you're talking about someone is feeding you because, I don't know, you can't use your hands for some reason, you can say María, instead of le, me da de comer. You don't need to add anything else. María me da de comer. And that is similar to saying María is or feeds me, is feeding me. Well, let's keep it more accurate. María feeds me. That's essentially what you're saying. So María me da de comer. We change le to me. Okay, so it's very important to know those pronouns, those little pronouns, le, me, te. So I have a lesson about that. Please feel free to browse my channel. But we can practice that because I know that those pronouns can be tricky. María me da de comer. María feeds me or is feeding me. You can also say a mí, but that's more complicated. You're saying pretty much you, I twice, right? So in English is simpler, but in Spanish it can get complicated. María me da de comer a mí. So María is feeding me or is giving some food to me. To me, a mí is similar to saying to me, okay? So yeah, it can get complicated. Anyways, dar de comer a means to feed and then, well, obviously you add the person or the animal. Excellent. Now the next phrase. Just one sec, I need water. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any questions. I know it can get tricky. Spanish is a tricky language. I mean, I'm so glad that Spanish is my first language, because I can't imagine how hard it is to learn Spanish, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You just have to get familiar with the language, practice a lot, just see structures everywhere, see how Spanish works and try to understand it. And that's going to help you a lot to master Spanish. Okay, the next expression is ¿qué hay? That's a question. ¿Qué hay para /de comer? ¿Qué hay para comer? Or ¿qué hay de comer? So you can use either para or de. Okay? Para, de. So, what are we talking about? We are talking about food, of course, but this question means what's for dinner, or what is there to eat? So usually you ask this question when you want to know what you're gonna eat. It could be breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be supper. So you can ask this question in those situations. So don't worry about the time or what it is, what kind of meal it is. If there's any food where you are. Usually kids ask this to their parents because, they want to know what they're going to eat. But if you're not cooking, and you're curious about what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna have for breakfast, lunch, or supper, you can ask this question. So let's look at some examples really quick examples, really quickly. Me muero de hambre. Me muero de hambre. Oof, that's a good expression. ¿Qué hay de comer? Me muero de hambre. ¿Qué hay de comer? Okay, so in this situation we used de, not para, but you can also say ¿qué hay para comer? So you can say that. Some Spanish speakers say that. Some Spanish speakers like me, I usually say ¿qué hay de comer? So, but both words para or de are correct to use in this question. So this means I'm starving, what is there to eat, or what's for dinner if it's dinner time. So me muero de hambre. This literally means I am dying from hunger. Okay, this is what this expression means. Me muero de hambre. I'm dying of hunger. Oh my God. Very dramatic. So you can say that when you feel that you're starving. Okay. So it's similar to saying, obviously, I'm starving. You're really, really hungry. And then you ask, ¿qué hay de comer? What is there to eat? Okay. So you are learning several good expressions here. I told you a few ones already, but this one is really good. Me muero de hambre, and then you add the other expression, ¿qué hay de comer? Okay, so very easy, very easy. No need to break this down because me muero de hambre, you know what that means. Hambre means hunger. Okay, well, let's just talk about a bit about these words. Hambre means hunger. It's not hombre. Hombre is man, one man. If you're saying hambre, that means hunger. Okay. Me muero. means I'm dying. Me muero. I'm dying. You can actually use this as expression. It's kind of incomplete because you need to add more to the sentence. Me muero. For example, por ver esa película. I'm dying to see that movie. So that is a more literal translation. I'm dying to see that movie. So that's a different expression. But if you say me muero de hambre, that means I'm starving. Okay. ¿Qué hay de comer? What is there to eat? So very easy. Now the next example. Why am I doing that? I'm using the eraser instead of the brush that I need. Sorry about that. Miguel, ¿qué hay para comer? Miguel, ¿qué hay para comer? So we're just adding a name here, nothing too difficult. And this means, Miguel, what's for dinner? So you can just use the expression by itself. You can add a subject just to get someone's attention. Miguel, ¿qué hay para comer? You can say, I'm starving, me muero de hambre, ¿qué hay de comer? And in the second example, we can see that we used the word para instead of de. But again, you can say either one. You can use either word, para or de. Excellent. So that was phrase number 5. We have 5 more to go. So let's move on. Let's keep going. And this one is comerse a alguien a besos. Comerse a alguien a besos. What does this mean? We have comer, comerse. It's a reflexive way. We have se, that, those difficult pronouns, but not that difficult, but they're tricky. Alguien means someone. Besos means kisses. So this means to smother someone with kisses. Man, okay. Well, this is interesting. To smother someone with kisses. So essentially you're talking about kissing someone. It could be a pet. Some people like to kiss their pets a lot, which is fine. Sometimes you really feel like kissing your partner a lot, all over the face, like to smother someone with kisses. It could be your partner. It could be, a pet, anybody who you can smother with kisses. This phrase is good for that in those situations. For example, quiero comer mi cachorro a besos. I forgot to add a. Okay. Quiero comer a mi cachorro a besos. Quiero comer a mi cachorro a besos. What does that mean? Cachorro. Cachorro is a very, very good word. I mean, it's nothing too difficult. That means pet, like puppy. Sorry. Puppy, cachorro, puppy. So you know what we're talking about here, right? So let's see what this means. This phrase means I want to smother my puppy with kisses. Okay? Quiero means I want. Essentially, you're saying yo quiero. Okay? Yo quiero, or you don't need yo, quiero, I want. Comer a, we have comer a, okay, comer a, to smother. In this situation, alguien, well, it means someone, right? But that can be replaced, obviously, and you can add a noun here. You're saying my, me, my, me, or rather me, my, cachorro, Poppy. Okay, cachorro, Poppy. A besos. This is the last part of the expression, and that means with kisses. I know a means to, okay, or at, but remember in Spanish, we use prepositions in different ways. We use those little words in different ways, so you can't translate word by word because, I mean, it doesn't work that way in Spanish. So yeah, a besos with kisses. So quiero comer a mi cachorro a besos. I want to smother my puppy with kisses. Puppies are so cute. Okay. Now the next one. The next example is: Qué lindo, te voy a comer a besos. Okay? Qué lindo, te voy a comer a besos. This means how cute. I'm going to smother you with kisses. Qué lindo is a good expression. Qué lindo. Obviously, that's masculine. Qué lindo. And that means how cute. The feminine form, qué linda. Okay? Feminine, masculine. Qué linda, feminine. Qué lindo, masculine. And that means how cute. How cute. When someone looks cute, when even when you can use this phrase if you're talking about places, about things, and about people. Okay? So it's a very common expression. Te voy a comer a besos. And this means, oops, that means, you know what that means. I'm going to smother you with kisses. Te voy means I'm going to. A comer a besos. It's very common to say te voy a, by the way. Te voy a. And that means I'm going to. And then you add a verb in an infinitive way. In this situation, comer, to eat. But in this peculiar situation means to smother. We're not eating someone with kisses. You're smothering someone with kisses. So, comer a besos. So it's crazy that you can use comer, and even though it means to eat, it can also be used to say other things when it's part of different expressions. Interesting. Okay. Remember, comerse a alguien a besos or comer a alguien a besos means to smother someone with kisses. Excellent. Let's move on. The next phrase, expression is this is a different. It's similar to the previous one, but it's different. Comerse a alguien con los ojos / la vista. What does this mean? Comerse a alguien con los ojos / la vista. You know what comerse a alguien means. Okay, so similar to do something to someone, not eating someone. That's so wrong. But you're talking about an action that in the previous situation was smothering someone with kisses. Now we're talking about ojos. Ojos means eyes. La vista means sight. Okay, so we're talking about eating eyes. No, not eating eyes. That sounds terrible. That sounds even worse. Let me tell you what this means. This means to devour someone with one's eyes or when you're staring at someone or checking someone out. Also to gaze at, to gaze at. So this is a very interesting phrase for sure. Very interesting expression. So you use this expression when you saw someone and you cannot stop looking at that person because that person is very attractive to you. You know, you feel that that person is really attractive, or when it's just that person has something that gets your attention. Okay, so usually this happens when you really feel attracted to someone. Okay, so that's what this means. For example, let's look at some examples. Miguel se come a María con la vista. Miguel se come a María con la vista. Huh. So this means Miguel gazes at Maria. Stop it, Miguel. I mean, it can be can be awkward, a little awkward for some people, but I mean that happens, right? That happens. So Miguel se come a María con la vista. So Miguel is devouring Maria with his eyes, essentially. Or Miguel is staring at Maria, or checking her out, or he's gazing at Maria. Okay? So that's what this means. Miguel se come. And remember, we're saying comerse. So that means we can use these pronouns like te, me, se, le. Okay? So Miguel se, you need that pronoun. If you say Miguel come a María con la vista, it sounds a bit incomplete. So that's why you need Miguel se come, se. And then come, obviously, you need to conjugate this. Él come in this situation. Miguel come. Miguel se come. Then a, we have a here. And alguien can be replaced by a noun. In this case, we're talking about María. Con, we have it here, con la vista, sight, the sight, okay? So it could be los ojos, la vista. I can also say Miguel se come a María con los ojos, and that's okay. Or Miguel se come a María con la vista, and that's okay too. You know what it means. So let's look at the next example. Man, what is going on? Sorry, it's my bad. A lot of, shortcuts here to make this happen. Okay. Para de comerte a Miguel con los ojos. Se va a dar cuenta. Para de comer a Miguel con los ojos. Se va a dar cuenta. Oh my God. My camera is it's not working. And I just realized that. Okay, one sec, guys. Oh boy. I don't know what happened there. Okay, okay. One sec, guys. Okay, I'm back, I think. I don't know what happened to the camera, but it stopped working. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, technology. Oh, technology. Okay. Okay, I see everything is working now. So really quickly, let's just go back to the first example. Uh-huh. Let's go back to the first example. Really quickly. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the meaning here. Just like that. Okay, so in the first example, we can see Miguel se come a María con la vista. So that means, you know, Miguel gazes at Maria. And obviously, I mean, as I said before, you need to know how to conjugate the verb comer, and also you need to use the pronoun se. Okay, se. Just one sec. That's better. Oh boy. Oh boy. Miguel se come a María con la vista. So that's why we have comerse. So that's what it means when you see a verb with this noun. Okay, so you will use the pronoun se, me, lete, and so on. So Miguel se come a María. We have a, and then alguien. In this situation, María, we're talking about María, con la vista. La vista means sight, the sight, but you can also say los ojos, se come a María con los ojos or con la vista. And that means, that whole sentence means Miguel gazes at María. Okay, so that's what this means. The next example is para de comerte a Miguel con los ojos. Se va a dar cuenta. This means stop devouring Miguel with your eyes. He is going to notice, or he's going to he's going to notice. So stop. Para means for, but also it means stop. It's a command, and it means stop. Para. Essentially, you're saying tú para. Okay, so you stop. Para. When you say para de, you add more to the sentence. Stop, ... Okay, so in this situation, comerte a Miguel. Devouring Miguel. Okay, comerte. This is another way to use these se, me, te, le pronouns. So that you have the verb here, comer, and then you add the pronoun te comerte. And that's when you say that to someone. Comerte. Okay? Comerte a Miguel. Devouring Miguel con los ojos, with your eyes, or con la vista. That works as well. He is going to notice. You can say it like se va a dar cuenta. Él se va a dar cuenta. We don't need él, he. So you can just say se va a dar cuenta. He is going to notice. When you use the phrase darse cuenta, dar cuenta, in this situation, that means to notice. I believe I talked about this verb before, expression before, because dar cuenta is an expression and uses the verb dar, and that means to realize, to notice, okay? When you say se va a dar cuenta, that means he is going to notice, okay? Excellent. Now, let's look at the next phrase, and we're almost done. We have only 3 phrases to go. So, very good. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. The next phrase, expression is comerse or tragar. I'll tell you about this verb. Las palabras. Okay, so now we're talking about eating words. What? Palabras means words. Comerse, to eat. Tragar, this verb right here, it's similar to saying to eat, but you're saying it in an informal kind of aggressive way. It's like, stuffing your face or something like that, like when you're eating really fast and you're not even chewing. Tragar also means to swallow, okay? So it could mean to eat in a more aggressive way, eating fast and not chewing, or it could also mean to swallow, okay? Swallow, like tragar una pastilla, to swallow a pill, for example. You can use that verb in that situation, but when you use it in this expression, comerse las palabras or tragar las palabras, it means something interesting. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? I just want to erase this. This means not that. It means to swallow one's words. So there are situations where you are talking to someone and that person is saying something, for example, like, that's never gonna happen, and you're like, yes, it will happen, it will happen, and someone's right, someone's wrong, and that person who is wrong will swallow their words, because it's like saying, I was right, you were wrong kind of situation, okay? Or when you're proving someone wrong. So this expression is really good in those situations, similar to saying to swallow one's words in English. And let's look at some examples. Let's see how it's used. Te vas a comer tus palabras. Te vas a comer tus palabras. So this is similar to saying you're going to swallow your words, okay? Te vas a comer. Te vas a comer means this part over here. Te vas a comer. This means you're going to, in this situation, swallow, but technically you're saying you're gonna eat your words, okay? Tus means your, palabras, words. Te vas a comer tus palabras. Someone can say this very in an angry way, or in a serious way as well, or joking as well, but it depends on your attitude, how you say it. Te vas a comer tus palabras, you're going to swallow your hands. I was gonna say hands. Why? Your words. palabras, words. Obviously, you need to know how to use the verb comer and also the verb tragar. You can say, te vas a tragar tus palabras. So you can change this to tragar. Okay, and that means the same thing. So eating or swallowing, it's the same in this situation, in this expression, and you're just saying, I'm gonna prove you wrong, or you're wrong. You'll see that you're not right kind of situation. You're saying that to the person. Okay, so let's look at the other example. Te tragaste tus palabras. Okay? Te tragaste tus palabras. This means you swallowed your words. So, I mean, and let's add the exclamation marks here. Te tragaste tus palabras. You swallowed your words. So you were wrong. You see, you were wrong. Swallow your words. So, te tragaste means you swallowed, literally, and also in this expression. Tus palabras, again, your words. Okay, so usually you say this to someone. You can also say that you are going to swallow your words. So it's flexible. It's a flexible expression. We're using te because we're saying, obviously, we have se here, and also technically that needs to be like that, tragarse. Okay, las palabras. Usually you say you change las to tus, sus, mi, mis. In this situation, mis, tus, or sus, or mis. Why? Because we have palabras, okay? So if I say, for example, let's change this a little bit really quickly. So I could say me tragué mis palabras. Me tragué mis palabras. I swallowed my words. Okay? So you need to change this. You need to conjugate the verb tragar or comer. And then you need to add mis, tus, sus. Okay? So it depends. If you want to say sus, you can say se tragaron. Oh, hang on. When I say me tragué, I'm just going to change it here so you know what it is. I swallowed my words, right? When you want to use sus, se tragaron. Oops. Sus palabras. So that means you, plural. Okay, you're talking to a group of people. You swallowed your words. Okay, tus is when you say this to one person, you, singular. Sus is when you say to a group of people. And when you say mis is I. Okay, just like I showed you a few seconds ago. Excellent. Let's move on. Remember, comerse or tragarse las palabras means to swallow one's words. Excellent. We have 2 more. Jesus, I gotta go. Okay. Sorry. The next one is comerse las uñas. Comerse las uñas means to bite one's nails, okay? So when you're biting your nails, that's not a good habit because you can hurt yourself. I remember seeing people that barely had any nails left because they were biting their nails a lot. And well, people do that for different reasons. But if you want to say that, if you want to talk about that in Spanish, the term is comerse las uñas. It's an expression, but it's also, something that it's literally you're biting your nails. But we use comerse, so to eat one's nails. So yeah, also some people say morderse las uñas. So both, that's a more literal translation of to bite one's nails. Morder means to bite, of course. But also another common way to say it is morderse. Okay, to bite one's nails. For example, I can say, María, deja de comerte las uñas. María, deja de comerte las uñas. This means, María, stop biting your nails. María, deja de comerte las uñas. When I say deja, it's another command, and it means also stop. But this is like stop doing something. When you say para, which I talked about it a few minutes ago, para means stop as in don't move, It could also refer to an action, but when you want, you can use deja as well if you want to say stop doing something, right? It's a command. When you say deja de, that also means stop. So this is important to have if you want to add more to the sentence. When using deja, you need to say de after. Deja de, and then the action, comerte las uñas. So I'm just going to change this to comerte. Comerse. So in this situation, te, we changed se to te because we're saying this to María, to you, María, okay? So, deja de comerte las uñas. María, stop biting your nails, okay? Biting your nails, comerte las uñas. Excellent. That's how it works in Spanish. The next example is, cuando estoy nervioso, me como las uñas. Cuando estoy nervioso, me como las uñas. This means I bite my nails when I'm nervous. So that happens too. Cuando estoy nervioso means when I am nervous. Nervioso means nervous. When estoy, I am, okay? Me como las uñas. I bite my nails. Once again, we're using me because we have this reference here. That means that you need to use other pronouns other than yo, tú, él, nosotros, ustedes, ellos. So in this situation, we're talking about me, right? So, or I. So I'm saying I bite my nails. Me como las uñas. Me como las uñas. So it's very important to know that. You don't put yo como las uñas. Okay? So you don't say that. You don't change me to yo. No, it doesn't sound correct. You need me. Me como las uñas. Remember the ñ sound? So that's very important to remember. Uñas. Uñas means nails, of course. Como in this situation means eat, but it's similar to saying bite, right? Las uñas. This is a tricky thing. In English, you say I bite my nails. In Spanish, we say comerse las uñas. You can say mis uñas, which is a more literal translation. My nails. I bite my nails. But commonly we say las uñas. Okay? Me como las uñas. I bite my nails. So that's what it means. Oops. Excellent. Lastly, we have one more expression, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it. The last expression is comerse el or al mundo. Comerse, you know what that means, to eat. El or al mundo. Mundo means world. Eating the world. To eat the world. Is that what this means? El, the, mundo, world. Or remember, al is it's like saying a él, okay? But you don't say a él, you say al. So either one works. Grammatically, el mundo, but a lot of people say al mundo as well. So that's why I'm adding that. Okay. So this means to conquer the world. It's similar to saying to want to do a lot or to succeed. So it's like you have the energy to go for it. You know, you want to do it. You want to start a business. You want to finish your school. You want to travel. You want to, you want to do something and you can't wait to do it. Okay. So that's what this phrase means. This expression means. So you want to conquer the world. That feeling of, I want to do it. I can do it. That's what this expression is about. So let's see how it works. Quiero comerme al mundo. Quiero comerme al mundo. This means I want to do a lot or to succeed. I want to succeed. I want to do a lot. Okay. Quiero, I want. Comerme, in this situation, to do or to succeed. Al mundo, obviously, well, comerme al mundo means to do a lot to succeed. So nothing too complicated there. Literally, it's like saying I want to eat the world. But, I mean, if the world was a cake, maybe, right? But it's not a literal thing. It's just figuratively expression, right? Okay. Oops. Oh man, like this phrase is really good. Okay, sal ahí afuera y cómete el mundo. So in the first example, we say al mundo. Here we're saying el mundo. Same thing. You can use either one. Go out there and conquer the world. / succeed / to do what you want to do. Okay, so if someone says this to you, sal ahí afuera y cómete al mundo. That person is saying, hey, just go out there and do your thing, kind of thing. You know, like that's what this person is saying to you. And when you say this by itself, sal ahí afuera, it literally means go out there, right? Go out there, literally. Or when you want to someone, if you want someone to do something, you know, you can say sal ahí afuera y encuentra un trabajo. So just go out there and find a job. So you can use it in different situations in a positive way, I would say, when you want to motivate someone to do something. So just go out there and ... right? Sal ahí afuera y and cómete el mundo. Conquer the world, succeed, do what you want to do. So very easy, nothing complicated here. We see that it's a long expression, but it's not that difficult to use. You just you can use it by itself. You can say it by itself, especially when you want to do something. Quiero comerme al mundo. I want to do a lot. I want to succeed. I want to conquer the world. And that's it. That's it, guys. Do you have any questions? Oh man, that was a lot. It was a long lesson. 1 hour and 31 minutes. I think that's how long this lesson lasted. But yeah, it's pretty good. All the expressions are commonly used in Spanish. You can use them in different situations, and it's interesting to know that comer not only means to eat, it can be more than that, right? It can be used, this verb can be used in different expressions to say so many different things, things to motivate people, things about, feeling attracted to someone, or when, like when you want to eat out, when you have a good appetite, you can also use the different expressions to say that. If you're feeding someone as well, if you want to ask what's for dinner or what is there to eat, oh my God, so many different things that you can do with this, with the verb comer. And I suggest you, you should give these expressions a try. Use them. Try to use them with other people, with other Spanish speakers. And I hope you learned a few things today. Thank you so much for watching. And sorry about the camera. I don't know what happened. I froze for a second. The camera froze for a second. But yeah, we did it. We learned a lot of Spanish today. Thanks for watching. And well, I'll see you next week. Remember to subscribe and click on that bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. Okay, take care. If you like this video, please give it a like. That helps me a lot. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Ciao. Adiós. Hasta la próxima.